Oh, let's go, guys. Oh my gosh. I have listed that fishing rod for God knows how many different times trying to make a profit on it. And I finally sold the darn thing for 6 mil. So at least I made a profit of 1 mil, but wow, did it take forever. I was starting to think it wasn't going to sell. I was like, you know what? If that darn thing don't sell, I'm just going to have to lower the price. And sure enough, somebody finally bought it. It has been forever. All right, we are back up to 18K. Okay, guys, so I was just messing around and I was checking my night market. One of the things you can get in your night market is an Elytra if you are looking for that. It's cost $3 million. I have $3 million. Of course I want it. Oh, geez. I got more than just an Elytra. I got all kinds of stuff. Okay, here's my rockets. Rockets. Are those Dura 1 or... Oh, yeah, they're just 1. Alrighty. Gave me some totems. No wonder this darn thing's $1 million. Okay. I'm gonna complain. Where's my apples at? Must be this one. Okay. Apples. I don't know about chorus fruit. Let me show you this. This is dumb. I couldn't even eat it in the end. It didn't, like, teleport me nowhere. It says in chat. What's it say in chat? It says... I thought there was a thing in chat last time I ate one. Oh, well, whatever. Okay. Ender pearls. We'll probably end up selling those. I've got another chest of junk to sell. Okay. Elytra, what is on you? Mending 3 and Unbreaking. Oh, that is awesome. Okay, so I got all those goodies for 3 mil. I have somewhere. Was it that one? Uh-huh. Alrighty, you need a little upgrade. What do you need? 83. 83. We're down to 33. I'll go with that one. Reinforced. It's the only custom enchant that can go on an Elytra. There you go. In case you didn't see what Reinforced does, I have another one hiding in here somewhere. Reinforced reduces the damage dealt to you while you are wearing the Elytra. We are going to take that bad boy. You know, before I do that, let's take a quick look at the auction house. Last I looked, these things were going for 3.5. We are going to take a look. What do we got some going for? 60 orbits, 4 mil, 64 orbits. Let's do... I've seen them range for between 3.5 and 5. $4.5 mil. Throw that on the auction house because I already got a couple of Elytras, so I don't really need that one. And we will see how that does. Okay, as you guys saw, I have been off in the end. The resource world, the end, the nether has all reset, and that also means that it has updated to the new version of Minecraft. So, if you are looking for those cool new sulfur blocks, take a journey off into the resource world to find them. That also means that there are elytras in the end. Oh no, can I not dye you if you don't have wool? Oh no. Don't tell me I gotta take... We'll do it this way. So I was getting ready to dye these guys. Apparently, I need to let their wool grow. That I did not know. Had my trapdoor all handy. Look at this. Alrighty. Well, what will happen? The grass will spread. He will eat the grass. His wool will grow. Guess I gotta come over here and take care of these guys too. Got a whole inventory full of dye for them. As you can see, I'm here. I'm dyeing my sheep. I am also working on different floors. This floor here, I don't need tons of room. Again, we're focusing on the quest. So we're going to have one for breeding cows, breeding pigs, breeding chickens, and then I think I'll put just a little egg farm over here. A couple of chickens. Now, they don't, again, just like the berries, they don't make a lot of money. I think, what are eggs running? 60 cents now? So again, does not make tons of money, but, oh, 50 cents. But they are a very easy farm to set up. It's literally put a chicken on a hopper. We have this one here, because I need one for pumpkins. I need one for melons. And then down here, we're going to have one for nether wart. Of course, I still need to do the walls and make it all pretty and everything, but that's what we've been working on here. So as you guys saw, the end has reset. I want you to know that Earth came out in March of 2026, just in case you're watching this later, which was like 5 months ago, and it has not reset yet. But he did say that the end, the nether and resource world was going to reset. So for the first time in 5 months, it has reset. That means we get our new sulfur drop. And because it reset, as you saw, I went to the end. Now, I didn't have a chance to go there for very long. I did it an hour in like two sessions that were like an hour long. And I got 5 elytras, got me a couple of dragon heads. I'm sure I got a couple of dragon heads in a vault somewhere. I got like all of the iron armor and we don't want that guy. And the diamond armor, I pillaged the chest there. And really what I'm doing is I'm just throwing it up on auction house really cheap for like, I don't know, 5K, 2K, you know, just kind of depending on what the enchant is and what it is, whether it's the diamond or the iron. And is that going to make me a lot of money? Absolutely not. But at the same time, I feel like it is a little bit better than a starter kit. And if you're a beginner just starting out, you know, it's a something. I have also been working really hard down here, as you saw. I am getting my sheep set up, getting them dyed. I did have to take away the redstone in order to dye them. Well, and here's the reason. So they were sheared. I couldn't dye them while they were sheared, and while it was running, it kept shearing them. So I had to shut it off in order for their wool to grow so that I could dye them, and then I can turn it back on, like this guy right here. And I am breeding sheep. I don't have tons and tons of sheep in here, and I don't really want to keep tons of, at least while I'm setting up my farm, I don't want to keep tons of sheep in here. It just makes it a pain to pull them out with a lead. But I'm working on getting them in there. Ew, it's dark in here. So like I said, this base is going to focus a lot on the quest. We have a cocoa bean quest, so that entire wall is cocoa beans. I really don't need a whole floor for cocoa beans. I got inspired, and so I made this room. I'm going to have some glazed terracotta over here in the corners, so that's not done. But the rest of it is pretty much done. This is going to be for netherwort. And then I'm not 100% sure what to do next. I am really thinking on a storeroom. That ain't gonna make money, but I'm thinking on a storeroom because I've just got blocks everywhere and it's kind of driving me a little nuts, to be honest with you. And then the other thing that I have done is I was over here working on my shop. I still haven't set up more shops, but I did get the ceiling done. And I did change out that glass. Worked out really nice. There was a quartz quest, so I used that pickaxe that I have for the quartz quest. Of course, I have to decorate it and everything up here. Still kind of toying with what exactly it is that I want to put in my shops. I'm thinking that second level is probably just going to be blocks, to be honest with you. Probably just like blocks that I have way too much of. Some things to tell you about with the update. Your homes, if you have homes set, they do not go to where they said that they were going to go. So if you labeled it, I don't know, you labeled it warped forest, it may or may not go to a warped forest. So you might either want to pop into all of your homes or, quite frankly, I would just delete them. But, I don't know, wouldn't hurt to teleport around. You never know what you're going to find. But anyways, all those old homes that you set are not any good anymore. And I'm coming all the way down here to my big hole because I wanted to show you guys. Check this out. Let me in the hall. Check this out. They fixed it. You can now actually halfway decent mine and fly. How nice is that? That has been a struggle. Oh my gosh, since Earth came out, it's been such a pain in the butt. Bad spider. Alrighty. I need to figure out what I want to do for this wall. For this wall. You know, the more stuff I do, the more projects I have. It's crazy. As I am building, I am continually running auction houses. And as you can see, I am up to 17.9. I did only sell that one vault. I am holding on to the pick. I had a quartz quest that I needed quartz for my shop because I decided to do the floor in quartz. So I'm glad I held on to that pick and I just went and used it to mine quartz. I do have an elemental sword. I am going to have to look that up and see what that does. Before the reset, I was able to find a trial chamber, got me a music disc, got me some trial keys. Kind of excited about that. Pizza is going to be having another giveaway in a few minutes. Hi guys. Okay, so the giveaway is starting and let me check those announcements. The community event should also be starting up. I hope you hear that. We are on hold for the moment. I am going to try to record the community event and get that out to you. So hopefully we don't have any hiccups because I've never done this before. But I thought you guys would like, especially if you couldn't join it, you could see what it's like. Pizza will come in and talk to the players, answer questions, and while he's doing that, you get to see me run around my base and try to build and struggle things. So everything here is a mess. So primarily, this is mostly an audio thing. I'm not going to talk too much when Pizza comes in. We're going to listen to him. And what he does is players raise their hand, they ask questions, they make comments, and you get a little feedback. So I thought you guys might like that. And I got an eternal bundle. Now remember what I said about bundles and giveaways, guys. You want to look and see what's in the bundle. And if you don't want it right away, you don't have to open it. Sit on it until it's something you want. What do I got? A 1.75 cell booster. Okay, so these things refresh on Saturday, and today is Sunday. So I do like that, but I don't really have much to sell. We might have to get some stuff together and open that up. That's a really nice thing to have. Players with the larger, like the iron farms and stuff, that's how they maximize their money. So instead of getting like what you get for iron, you're getting quite a bit more for that. Kind of nice. By the way, as a demi, if you heal yourself, healing shuts your effects off. So like your night vision gets shut off. God. Look at that, another Eternal bundle. I should let you guys know that the community event was canceled, but second Eternal bundle. That is awesome. Two more goodies, $100,000. All right. I'm doing really good on these giveaways. Okay, so I had a viewer that came in and said that I needed to set ore shops. I am not setting buy shops just yet. I don't have a huge source of income to have the money to accommodate a buy shop. So I am selling shops here, or selling ores here. Guess we're going to have to go with the ore banner when I get there. Let's come over here and check our donations. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Okay, okay. One second. Okay. Go Bubba Shop, cool shop. Nice, nice. I don't know who did that, but thank you. Thank you. CW like. Okay. Let's do CW like. We have FF010 or FFO10. I got 3 shulker boxes. Let's see what's in these guys. Iron and beacon and another book. Iron. And all kinds of goodies. Silk touch and sharpness too. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. What do we got? App Bassoon. Good videos. You making you free 2-player series has been the best series. Keep it up. Aw, thank you so much. Hello, T. Here's some iron and a beacon. And I believe that one's from Lord Indy. Yep, Lord Indy. Awesome. I am going to have to figure out where to set up a beacon. Probably at the top of this castle whenever I get to the top of it. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate the gifts and the help. You guys are all wonderful. I'm going to take these shulkers down to the other ones. I almost feel like I need to make a library of all your guys' signed books. I do appreciate you visiting, leaving me notes. Absolutely love it. I should mention one of the other new things since the reset. Oops, I don't have nothing in my inventory. It ain't going to show up. Let me go get me some materials. Look at that. There is a torch. We have not seen a torch and I don't know how long in our crafting table. There is finally a torch. Now, yay, good news, there is a torch. But bad news, for whatever reason, we cannot craft duration 3 fire rockets. I don't think that's a good trade-off, to be honest with you. I don't know why it decided that we cannot trade or craft that anymore. I do not know. You know, as I look at this room, I think it's a bit much for nether wart. I might come over here. It may be a while before I do this, but I might come over here and change out this floor and make it some sort of brewing station, something over there. It makes perfect sense to have it close to the nether wart. You know, and then I could brew potions and whatnot with all this nether wart I'm going to have. I don't think I need a whole floor for it, though. The weekly quest for nether wart calls for 320, or not weekly, daily quest. I'm not 100% sure if there is a weekly. So the weekly obviously would be more, but I'm still thinking I'm not going to need a whole floor. I have to recruit a co-op to help me because I have never, gotta finish that floor. I have never made an auto brew. I just brew them by hand. Be nice to have an auto brew. Guys, look at what I found. Look at what I found. Oh, how awesome. Think I could find a creaking heart? Oh, that would be so cool. Yeah. My Demi axe with the telepathy on it vanished. We are going... I don't know what I did. I took it. I quick moved it from my inventory to my hotbar and it vanished. You know what? Let's come up here for a second. Let's put our face in auction house and take a look at some custom shards real quick. As much as I don't want to buy it again. Good grief. Timber. Did I just tell it no? No longer active. Of course not. 2.5. We'll do it this way. Dang. That is so frustrating. Could have been worse, could have been worse. Telepathy 1. I guess we'll hold off on telepathy. 2 mil. Ah. Awful, guys. That just means I gotta run around and pick up the blocks now. Oh. By advertising from streaming. That'll definitely help. No problem. If you want to see my channel, it's Alex and Krill. I'm also helping out with giving people free gifts and helping them build bases. If you would like some help on, just ask me. I'm a really good builder.
I don't know how to talk. I'm so shocked that you're in my stream. I give you permission if you want. Thank you so much. I also invited you to my city as a co-op. You can like hang out here if you want, whenever you want. My teammates are super duper nice. I promise. But yeah, I could definitely, if you just give me some time, I could definitely make you a great roof in your city. If that's what you want, alright? Or do you want like multiple stories on your house? I struggle with roofs, so yeah, I used to struggle, but I started watching tutorials and like learning myself, because I would spend like almost all my day on creative mode just building this huge city. I would like make giant concepts of builds and just like build them and make them come to life. Is it good 2 stories? Awesome! I could definitely help out with that. Just give me some time, and I would definitely help out. It's such an honor to be in your guys' city. I'm like almost tearing up because I love your channel so much. It's so nice, and it's just like, wow. I can also definitely help out with the shop if there's anything you need. I'll help out with literally anything. Oh wait, do you have Discord? I can whenever you want, you can message me on Discord if you have it, and I'll do it. Thank you. No problem. Any time now, any day.
Got someone over here helping me with my roof that I was struggling on. How nice. Look at that, guys. He is live streaming this build
right now? Like recording a video?
On his YouTube.
Because I'm streaming right now to absolutely nobody except for you.
And building me a roof that I have been procrastinating on. And he's doing a great job. Look at how awesome of a job he's doing.
There we go.
And while he's doing that, I'm over here struggling on a tower. Well, what do you think, guys? 1 down, 3 more to go. I actually really like that. Look at what a great job he's doing on my roof. Awesome. That's very nice. Really liking it. We're getting some detail here on the top. Ooh. That's a cool look. Okay, we accidentally killed the other villager, but we got another one.
It's a farmer.
Yeah, we'll put him over here where he'll be a little safer, I think. For the moment, and then when I get the floor ready at some point. Okay, guys, we are running low on my fly time, but I did want to show you what he did. Look at that amazing job that he did on that roof. It is absolutely beautiful. We got these little peaks here at the top. I love how he used the trapdoors and the shelves. Trapdoors and shelves. And then we come inside. I did not have room for another staircase. So you go up the ladder. Nice room up here. Of course, you have part of the chimney. Oh, I love how he decorated it. So now I have a shelf. I can put stuff on it. We will definitely put something more than just a torch there. Some torches because mobs were spawning. And then you can come up here into the attic and the chimney continues. I forgot. He said that he was going to fix it. Okay, no. It didn't come up to the top. But that's okay. That's okay. I still love it. It's absolutely beautiful. This is a nice little idea. I stole it from my guys. Where you have your shelves and you just put little items in your shelves. Just add a little pop of color. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so as I said, he is a smaller streamer. Go ahead and I'm going to link his YouTube channel in my description. Go ahead and click on it if you want to go over there and check him out. Just so you guys are aware, I added him as a co-op so that he could build because he did have his own city. And I did kick him when we were all done playing together. No hate on him whatsoever. He did an amazing job. Oh, I love how he has the little torches. Maybe I'll replace those with lanterns. No hate, no hate. He did a great job. I'm just extra cautious. And that's me personally. And how people, there are people here on the server who pretend to be newer players. They come in, they help you with griefs, they help you build. Oh my gosh, you're my amazing new friend. And then as soon as you log off, they come over and they take your spawners and everything. And he's a player that I never played with before. So I don't know. That's just me being extra cautious because I'm building this for my stream and stuff. And I don't want to get back on and find out that it's griefed or my spawners are taken or whatever the case may be. So I was around while he was doing that. And if he decided to be, I ended up knocking out a couple of windows, got distracted by that. You know, so I was around, like I said, and if I saw him starting to grief or starting to steal stuff, I could always kick him from the city. That's just the cautious side. Okay. Absolutely nothing against him. He did that. Nothing wrong. And if he pops on again, I might add him back to my city so that we can build some more. That is just beautiful. So happy my house is done. Still working on the shop. Okay, guys, we just need another level. Look at this yard. It is crazy, 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 crazy. Look at this. I am encircling myself in chests. They are full of junk. Look at this. I come down here for a block. I have no clue. You guys know the struggle. Typical Minecraft. And it's not just these chests. My vaults are full. Look at this. Junk in my vaults. I have no idea what I have or where it is. It is getting to be a bit on the excessive side. So we are going to get started in creating a sorter. Now, I did set a home down here so I could very quickly pop down here, grab the blocks that I need, and then go do whatever I wanted, pop to the back to the top, using my city warp or my teleport, whichever way I may go. We are going to be making a sorter. This was not possible last season because there was a hopper limit. So, I mean, you could make a sorter, but when you think about sorters, there's 1, 2, 3 hoppers for every item. And last season had a 100 hopper limit. That limits you to 30 items and then 10 random hoppers to whatever other farms you might have. So not so cool, not so cool. I am not going to make this to the scale that I did over at Tea Time. Tea Time sorter is 4 chunks. You got to keep the chunks loaded when you use a sorter. Otherwise, it can break. You don't want to be with any more than 3 chunks away as it is sorting stuff. Is you do want to build it all in the same chunk. So this way has to be in the same chunk. It doesn't matter sideways, like this way can go through different chunks. As a matter of fact, as you see, if you look at my mini map, you see this is running into 2 chunks. That's fine, but this direction has to be in 1 chunk. If you, let's say, if this was a chunk border, for example, it will break as you move around your base and, again, won't work correctly. So if I get too far off in this direction, I have half of my sorter loaded and half of it not loaded. Not good, not good. Then you got to come over here and you got to fix it. So just build it in 1 chunk going this direction. As you see, as I watch my mini map, as I move this way, I am all in the same square. Very, very important. Cannot stress that one enough. Other things to take note of. Tons and tons of hoppers do tend to lag you out if you are on a lower end device. I'm going to keep this one very small. I'm going to run it this way. I'm going to run it around the corner, and I'm going to run it up this end, and then I'm going to call it a day. Because the one I have, like I said, the one I have over at Tea Time is pretty, pretty big. We're not going to do that here. If you're on a lower end device, it does lag you out. I'm going to pop over here real quick to Tea Time just to show you the difference. This is 4 chunks. And that is about as big as I would make a sorter. Having a massive sorter that does every block in the game is cool, but I have to stay in here. And I think if I'm standing on like the far end, those blocks over there tend to have issues. Luckily, I don't sort those too much, so it's not that big of a deal. But this does lag one of my co-ops out. I did attempt to do a 2-story sorter system, and yeah, he couldn't load in. So the bottom half is not a sorter. The bottom half is iron golems, copper golems, and they're actually kind of slow. But this is about the most efficient setup for a copper golem. And I think they would do pretty good if I stopped shoving junk in their thing. Sorting with the copper golems is nice if you don't necessarily have a double chest full of one item. So for example, over here with my dyes, this whole row right here is dyes. And I have about a row of red, a row of orange, a row of pink. I don't have access. This is Crowded T's account. Okay, so I don't have a double chest of red, a double chest of orange. That just gets a bit excessive for particularly certain items where I want them, but I only have, I don't know, a stack or two of them. And in which case, for those items, I use the copper golems. After I get this thing built, I'm going to make it beautiful and do a ceiling and all that. So what you're going to need for your sorter system and how many of these you need also depends on how big you want to make this. So we will need for every item, let's say this is one item because I got a nice view from this side. You need a chest. It could be a single. I'm making it a double so it holds more. You will need minimum 2 hoppers and some sort of thing on the top. It won't be as quick or as efficient. I could make this top hopper here. I could make it a hopper minecart where it comes over here to the chest, it fills up, and then it runs along the rails. But it only drops so many at a time, and then it would have to make another pass to drop more, and then another pass to drop more. So it's not as efficient, but that is a possibility to minimize the hoppers. Hopper carts do minimize the lag as opposed to several hoppers. So that would be an option up there. You will need a redstone torch. Again, this is for each single item. You will need 1 repeater. You will need a comparator and then 3 pieces of redstone for every section. So 1113, 1113, 1113, just like that. If I wanted to see how this one is up off of a block, if I wanted to, and I'm just going to do it over here, I could put another chest under it, and then where this block is, I would take a hopper and do this. And then what it will do is it will fill this chest up, and then when it gets full, it'll fill that chest up. So that is an option if you want more storage per item. Me personally, just for this, I am going to go with a single chest because, again, that adds another hopper for every single item. And I am making this to organize, but also at the same time, somewhat small. In true tea-like fashion, I made this room absolutely, I think this is just beautiful, but it is also off a block because I cannot count. That is why this one's hanging out over this log here. But that's okay. We're going to deal with it. We're going to deal with it. I am going to have some sort of pretty covering here and some sort of pretty covering here. I don't know, some sort of column, something or other. So I'm not going to be placing chests there. I'm going to start with a block. Not that one. And then I'm going to place my chest. Oh my gosh. The troubles, the struggles. Okay. Chest. We're going to crouch. We want to be up on the side of the chest, not on the back like that. So what you want to do when you're placing chests is you want to make sure that you are actually on the chest, not on behind it, not on the block under it. Sometimes it gets a little quirky, and if the chunk gets unloaded, those chests tend to turn into, let me get some chests here. Those chests tend to turn into single chests, which we do not want. Ah! You're in my way. In my way, man. Come here. Beautiful. This is just going to be a temporary block, and then I'm going to break that. And then you need some block of your choice. When I'm done with the facade, you're not going to see these blocks back here. These could be any blocks you want. I believe the ones over at Tea Time are cobblestone. It's not going to matter. You want those blocks. And yes, I always have to look at a diagram when I do this. We're going to get ourselves some redstone torches. I don't know what the deal is. Look, guys, we can craft torches now, but we can't craft redstone torches. What the heck? Don't make me do it by hand. Torches. Redstone torch. What this is going to do is this is going to power that hopper, and it's going to prevent everything from falling in. Redstone torch. Probably going to have to make some more hoppers. Crouch. I want a hopper going into every single one of these chests. One hopper short. Of course I am. Okay. All this hopper here does is feed that chest. If you guys get confused, need something a little bit slower, there's a wonderful diagram on the Minecraft wiki, which I'll be honest, I always reference when I do this. So, whoop, vines. Don't want to climb the vines. So back behind here, we're going to put redstone repeaters. See how they're facing that way. We don't need to, whoop, ching, wrong button. We don't need to be messing with the ticks. We want it on the default. Okay. Follow so long, so far. Chest, hopper, torch, block, repeater. Block back here. I'm going to have to take that wall out when I do the decor. Block on top of the torches. Because I'm backing up, I never know when I'm at the end. You could do this a couple of different ways. Probably the easiest is to put a block here. You could do this, you could put the comparator down first and then put the hopper, but it's easier when you have a comparator, you're down on like 2-3 pixels you got to hit against. Whereas this one's a full block, makes life easier. I can be anywhere on the block. Now take a look at the way they feed. This one feeds into the chest. That one is going to be feeding backwards. Bye-bye block. I don't need you no more. And then up on here, we want all of our comparators this way. Looking beautiful, looking beautiful. Get ourselves some more blocks. Stop climbing the vines. You're annoying me. Comparators. What the comparator is doing is it's comparing that hopper right there. Get ourselves some redstone. This part I have no clue how it all works, but it works, so we use it. There we go, just like that. Now, it's always a good idea to build your sorter with an overflow. What the overflow chest is going to do is if your sorter system gets full, or if you throw something in it that does not belong in the sorter system, it comes over here to the end and then it goes into your overflow. I don't have a chest right now, but I needed a block. These hoppers here, they're like the travel-y hoppers. So items are going to come in. They're going to flow across. If they find something that they match, and that's going to depend on what I have in here, this hopper, then it drops it down into the hopper, drops it down into the chest. We are going to connect it to this one. Watch me screw this up. I think I need one more. I did it! Yay! I don't need all this other stuff down here. All this stuff is just sorting. Okay, so if I'm going around a corner, I just need this top one to get this guy out of this hopper, over into this hopper, and then down into the sorter. Another plan for this corner here. We're just going to leave those right there for the moment. Okay, now comes the actual sorting part and how it knows where goes where. I am using cobble just because I have tons of it. We are going to rename it to filler. And yes, I know I did say as like a free to play, and you can do this. I'm naming it to filler because there's nothing else in this game with that name that I am going to be shoving into this thing because it can be quirky if you're using similar items. If you do not have the rename feature, what I would pick is get some block that you never use, that you don't plan on running through this thing. Like, I don't know, maybe like soul soil, maybe some netherrack. Those are lesser used blocks that the chances of you throwing it in your sorter are pretty low, but yet those blocks are fairly easy to get. The more obscure of the block, the better. I'm just naming it to filler. So now these are no longer cobblestone, they're filler, and they're not going to confuse my sorter too bad. Okay, so now I got myself some blocks. This is going to work for every stackable item. I should rephrase. Items that stack up to 64. And I have to do it piece by piece, otherwise I lose track. So this is just going to denote that's what's in this chest. And then we come around to the back side. We are going to turn all of these comparators on. What this does is it sends a redstone signal to this hopper here. Otherwise, your items are just going to fall through and it's going to be a pain in the butt and it's going to drive you nuts. So any item that stacks up to 64, you want to take 41, put it in that first slot. And then you take your filler item, 1111. Doesn't, like I said, does not matter what this item is. That's your obscure item, your named item. This is the item we are filtering right here. And I did say I have to do it piece by piece or I lose track. Now, the nice thing is if I find out that, I thought I was going to have a lot of stone and then I end up not having a lot of stone, I can come in here. All I have to do is change this first item, change it to a different item, and then it will sort that. Once you are done, you filled this one up, click You filled that one up. Click. These two are all set to sort. Now I have to set the rest of this. So I thought that sand would be a nice addition to the sorter as one of the bigger chests. And so I went to Resource World to look for sand. And since I don't have my home anymore, I had to RTP. But I got sidetracked. I swear, Minecraft's like not the best thing for people with ADD. I'm going on a journey. Ooh, but look at that, something sparkly. And then I came up here and I saw these bees. And I thought, maybe I will make a bee farm. I don't know. What I need to find is this guy's hive. But really what attracted me here was I am kind of up on a mountain. May or may not be the right mountain. You don't know. I dug below and I saw some deep dark. Where the heck did that darn bee go? That's what I'm looking for, is beehives. So I saw the stinking bee. I wonder if like somebody came over and yoinked all the beehives off and he was the forgotten one. But I want to take a look around here. See if I can't grab myself a beehive while I'm here. I really haven't seen anything over here that looks like, hey, somebody was here. So that's a good sign. Okay. Yoink. I heard that buzz. Looking to see if there's any others. As long as there's 2 bees in here, I'll be okay. Oh, look, somebody was over here. Oh, jeez. Now I gotta wait for you guys to go back in. I was listening for your buzz. Good grief. So this is Resource World, and people do tend to build over here in Resource World. Not maybe the brightest idea, because other people come along and take stuff. Like me. What am I going to use wheat for? I'll probably trade it with the villagers. Ooh, another hive. Almost jumped into a ravine. I came for sand, guys. And now I'm waiting for night. And then I'm going to collect these bees. Ha! And then I do want to check out below and see if there might be an ancient city underneath. My gosh, can't just be a simple project. No. If I steal you while he's flying away. Will he be pissed off? He's way over there. Yoink. And if you notice, beehives tend to not stack. I think it has to do with the amount of bees in each hive. Could be wrong by saying that. I'm sure that is part of the reason. Bees. Yay. Oh my gosh, I grabbed one off of this tree and look, there was another one. A bee just flew out of it. If I grab this, will I piss him off? You're homeless now. Quick little fun fact, if you have troubles digging straight down, fun, get on one side of the block and dig down on the other side. Tends to not give you as much issue, but directly straight down, sometimes there's problems. And down the rabbit hole we go, guys. Okay, so I'm digging down here looking for an ancient city. Oh no, they gave me a mine shaft and they gave me bees. Now, typically, I really wouldn't worry too much about mine shafts, but they got that new music disc. And yeah, I could probably fly around and make this a lot faster. But I am down to 1 hour left. And I still have a lot to build, so I'm kind of conserving that. Kind of. I'm going to eat away with it. Eat away at that fly times seconds at a crack bouncing over gigantic holes like that. Oh, good gosh. Why you gonna bother me? Well, there's another deep dark. But no sate. Too funny. There are way too many birch forests. I have yet to find sand. But this is like the 5th birch forest I've been in. However, I do keep finding beehives. Sand! Doesn't help that I smelted all my sand into glass. Okay, these guys are just going to annoy me if I don't take care of them. And your little friend. Come here. Okay. Sand! It's not a big patch, but I only need 41 for this sorter. Finally. Okay. So for my sorter, this is what I got. Obviously, basic blocks. Basic, all of the stuff from mining. I come across a lot of moss block, terracotta, sulfur blocks. They seem to be very pretty for building with, especially the red one. I have not used the yellow one yet. Although I should mention the chiseled one looks super crazy cute. Has the little sulfur guy face on it. Dirt, deep slate brick, because I've been building with a lot of deep slate brick, so I feel like I'll have a lot of that. I was running out of blocks to put down here, or think of to put down here, so I have some calcite, some amethyst, some ice. Blackstone's always a good one. Glass, sand. And because I couldn't think of very many other blocks, I went with my crops that I have and rotten flesh, because I've been doing the quests and stuff. Those are nice for trading with the villagers. And then paper for books, because I have my sugarcane farm. Now, it looks like it's all set. I'm going to do some copper golems over here on this side, which can get a little more trickier, but they are more individualized that you can put more items into a chest. And then over here on this side is going to be like, I was thinking some like more of a manual type storeroom where you might want to come over here and grab it. Like, you know, you only got the 2 or 3, like maybe, I don't know, your vault items or whatever. And I was going to do something with powered shelves for a quick swap. I think would be convenient. So work on getting that kind of stuff done. Okay, guys, I don't know how I feel about the whole little divider thing going on here. I was going to use like fence posts and stuff, but it just didn't. Warped I really like because it's all like squiggly and stuff and fancy looking, but it's not going to match the aesthetic down here. Okay, so decor needs some work. Here's what we got going on the back end. Overflow from the sorter system into the hoppers over here to the copper chest. He will check all 9 of those chests. If it's not in there, it goes in here. This will fall into the hopper, always leaving this empty, and go into this copper chest. And then this guy will check those 9 in again and again. And this is all the stuff that doesn't have anything in it, doesn't have a home. Now I have to put stuff in these chests and designate them for items. And then we will be all set. Okay, this video is getting long enough, but I wanted to come down here and show you guys the finished product of the storeroom. So, like you saw, these are our sorters, right? Got our copper golems. Look at them peeking out back there. They're busy, busy, busy at work. So something to keep in mind, you don't want to just continually shove stuff in here, especially if it's going to hit the copper golems. Okay, so anything not covered by the sorter, you kind of, I don't want to say minimize, but don't overwhelm these poor guys. It takes them a bit. So I have back here, here's the overflow chest, little sign. Overflow, items that are either full or not allocated in a spot. Then you come back here. There's the sorter. It goes into the chest. See what I said about overwhelming them? So when this chest gets full, it'll start backing up in your sorter and it will give you issues. It does come down here into the hoppers and into the copper chest. And these guys are hard at work sorting them. It does take them a bit, but they'll be doing that while I'm doing other things. I then also set this up. Let me see if I can get my mini map on and show you guys. There's the mini map. This is set smack in the middle of the 4 chunks. And there is a reason for it, and I labeled it which chunk it was. Southwest, northwest, northeast, etc. We're going to come back to this in a second. I need to pop up top and grab something. And then I set these up. Now, this is a mechanic that I personally don't use very often, but I thought, oh, it'd be so cool to add and probably should do more often. Now, this is kind of a niche, lesser known mechanic to some players. These are the shelves. I'm sure you guys have seen shelves. You've decorated with shelves, right? These are powered, and you know that they are powered because they don't have their lines in them. Now, when there's a line like this, it's very easy. Put it in, take it out, right? But when you power them and they don't have their lines, and I got 3 of them here, 1, 2, 3, you can swap out your entire hotbar. Okay, so this is very nice for, let me go get me some more junk. Junk. Okay, so we can just pretend. Like, let's say this is my PvP set, you know, got my armor, got my special tools, and then this may be like my building set, you know, in my hotbar here. You know, it has stuff that's more enchanted towards building as opposed to the PvP or things of that nature. I can just come up to this powered shelf, interact with it, click it, swap the whole thing out. Okay, I'm going to go build now, or come back. Okay, I'm going to go PvP now. So these are really cool. Another super cool feature, in case you guys weren't paying attention, these obviously are shulker boxes. These ones are empty. But let's just say that, you know, I got 2 projects going on, and these shulker boxes might have, well, I don't know, blocks for my shop, right? And then I have another set of shulker boxes for that building project that I'm doing. I can very easily take my shulker boxes. Oh, I'm in the mood to go build up my shop. And then when I'm done, come back and deposit it into the shelf. There they all are. Next time I want to go, where did I say I was going? To my shop. Next time I want to go, need the blocks for my shop, I could just come right here and I'm all set to go. And I did 4 of them, so you can have 4 different sets and you can have them all queued up and ready for whenever you wanted to swap them out. Now, a note with the powered shelves. As you see, the warning that keeps coming up in chat, powered shelf, interact again within 3 seconds to confirm. So Mineville has made some rules around it. 1, they do not work. Okay, other players cannot interact with shelves on your claim. I have Crowded Tea as a co-op in this city, and my Crowded Tea account cannot interact with these shelves. But this is Bubba, and Bubba is in Bubba's city. Bubba can interact with them, but it does give me a warning. Now, you can also, I believe, I have not tried, interact with them off of claims, and that's where you got to be very, very careful. People do scam you with them with shelves. They will set them off of a claim, but then they will cover it with lava, and you might see someone in chat being like, oh, come play this cool game, whatever. I don't know how they do it. And they'll tell you to click lava. Do not click lava. On the other side of the lava is this shelf. And that is, again, one of the reasons why they made this warning come up, because players were clicking on it and losing all of the vaults in their hotbar. So if you click once, you obviously know that there is a powered shelf behind it, and you have to decide whether you want to or not. Now, interestingly enough, maybe I don't want to swap. How about this? Maybe I don't want to swap my last 2 slots. I just want to swap the ones in the front. I was wrong. It starts from the right-hand side. I'm an idiot. So shelves are weird. It starts on the right. 1, 2, 3. It does these 3 over here. I forgot. So I could do, dumb globe. So I could do this for my whole shelf, or I could shut this one off and then keep the 2 on the left, but only give it the 2 on the right. Pretty cool little feature. Okay, so now for this thing in the middle. And this is so cool. Chunk hopper. Chunk hopper will suck up everything in the chunk. No matter, it could be down at bedrock, could be up at build height, whatever is inside this chunk, it will suck it up. This is the best use for 1-hour chunk hoppers. So we're going to place that guy there. I'm going to pop up here, back to the top. Remember, my entire reason behind doing this was to clean up my base, right? And I still have these guys over here that I have not cleaned up. Look at this. Go to the chunk hopper. And 1 for you. 1 for you. Chunk hopper must be full. It does have a limit. Okay. Let's go back to my storeroom. Didn't even have to put it all in my inventory. Chunk hopper. Oh. Goodies. Goodies are coming down here. Goodies are coming in this one. Yep. Chunk hopper is sucking them all up. And then I will be able to throw them in the sorter, and then they can go through these things. I could also use this, like if I had some massive farms, I could also use this, the chunk hopper on this thing, and then come over here with the sell one. Sell. And I just got a bunch of chests. There are players that make this massive. My base is only 4 chunks. I'm not making it massive. Well, I guess that's about it for this one. This video is definitely getting long enough as it is. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And finally, I got some organization. Time to start working on actually some decent farms. I know I have a lot of the farms dealing with quests. Like I said, this whole base is primarily crest oriented, but I will have some automatic farms because, you just got to have the automatic farms to have some sort of money making method for sure. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Hope you're enjoying, and bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe.